Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something fun. It took me a long time to get back to doing this because it just took me a while to figure out dupes for everything. So today is a dupes video. And I know that some of the feedback on my last dupes video, which was a while ago, was that things were not as lower priced as that you guys wanted. So actually everything that I'm going to be giving you today as dupes you can find in your nearest drugstore. So if you want to find out, keep watching. Alright, so I'm super excited about this. So one of my favorite things to use is the Dior, what's this called? Lip Maximizer Collagen Active. It's in 001. So it's basically a lip plumper. Now this can be hard to do because I only have a small amount of lip to do this on. But that is the Dior one. And then have you guys seen this one by Pixi? Pixi By Petra. This is the Lip Lift Max Petal Ice. And it's also a lip plumper. I actually go back and forth to using both of these. I do think that they work a little bit. They don't work like you've just gotten lip injections or there's weird things that you put on your mouth. But I do think that they work really, really well as far as, you know, just giving the lips a little bit of volume. And to be honest with you, the result is exactly the same. You got Dior and you got a little bit of Drugstore. So go out and get yourself some of that. Now for the next one, I am going to do my right side of my face with the high end and the left side of my face with the Drugstore. You know, one of my favorite illuminizers is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And I love it because it just really gives the skin an illumination. Doesn't look too glittery, you know, all of those good things, but definitely gives the skin a healthy glow. And I wear them a ton under most of my foundations. Now, I have two actually for you. I have one that is by Sephora, which is the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. It is really, really, really fantastic. I love it. I think the price point is like $20, okay? And I think the Becca one is like $45 or something like that. But this is the Sephora one, and I love it because it has a beautiful undertone of pink and gold. So most skin types, if not, or skin tones, if not all, can really benefit from this beautiful product, okay? So the other one I have for you is Pixi Skin Treats Glotion Day Dew. So you can pick this up in your nearest Target. This one actually has more pink undertones to it. So it definitely is more meant for fairer skin tones. If you are a little bit darker skin tone, I would just go pick up the one from Sephora. A little bit goes a long way with that one. So you're definitely gonna get a little bit more bang for your buck. This one does take a little bit more product. You know, that's the thing with higher end products. The main goal of it is that you use less. Does that make sense? So they're formulated more effectively and they're formulated in a higher integrity. It's what they're supposed to be. So you need a lot less, and so you won't go through the product as much. Okay, so but you can see there's not really a difference to my skin, which is fantastic. All right, and I do love that Sephora Beauty Amplifier with their Air Flash or their airbrush foundation. Alrighty guys, okay, so now we're gonna go in for foundation. I was gonna do the Dior Air Flash and then the Sephora Airbrush Foundation, but I feel like I've talked about it enough for you guys to know that, in my opinion, that is an amazing dupe for the Dior Air Flash, okay? So if you love the Dior Air Flash and maybe just don't want to spend the money on it or can't find your color, go over to the Sephora range, and their foundations, their airbrush foundations are really beautiful. I will actually link my video below where I talk about, where I do a Foundation Friday on those foundations. But for today, I'm gonna be using the what is this called? The Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation by Becca, and then the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint with hyaluronic acid in it. I am in light, and I actually am a little bit lighter than this, but I don't have the lightest one. They did send me these foundations. I did buy the Neutrogena one myself, but they did send me that. And this one actually you're supposed to use with your hands. The preferred method of application is with your hands. All right, so beautiful finish, don't you guys think? It is such a beautiful foundation. I haven't talked about it recently on my channel, so I kind of wanted to bring it back. And then I'm in, what color is this? This is in Natural Beige in the Neutrogena foundation. And again, this one is a touch darker for me. If you saw my foundation Friday, you'll know how I feel about this foundation. I really like it. I do love applying it with my hands. And I like that they basically have almost the exact same texture. It's really quite interesting. I think that they both give the same kind of finish to the skin, the same coverage. This one actually is a little bit fuller coverage than the Becca one, but it just is a really beautiful foundation. Wow, they match pretty good in color. I'm a little bit darker. Bring on summer. And now, so for a concealer. This was hard for me because I don't love to invest in expensive concealers because if you've been watching me for long enough, you know that I absolutely love like my Age Rewind by Maybelline, and that already is a drugstore product, but I absolutely love the Clé de Peau concealer as well as the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher. Even though this is a little bit drier formula, I feel it's very similar to the Clé de Peau. The Clé de Peau is much more of a cream, if that makes sense, than the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, but I really feel like they give a very similar finish to the eyes. And I'm actually just going with a Makeup Forever brush. This is 218. You know, this concealer by Clé de Peau is one of those holy grails that we use in our craft on everybody, and every client I know has always requested, do you have the Clé de Peau? Do you have the Clé de Peau? Do you have the Clé de Peau? So it's very fun for me to be able to find something that is a good dupe for it for everyone. It's definitely more cream-based and a lot drier, so that's why I had to find a concealer that was a little bit drier. Around the nose. And I'm in Ivory. And now for the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I do so many different things. This isn't fair. Sometimes I do the neutralizer, but I feel that this color is very similar to Ivory by Clé de Peau because it doesn't have a ton of yellow undertones to it, but it does have a pink undertone to it. So it will do slight color correction if you have just a very slight discoloration under your eye. So it has that color corrector part of it. I mean, to be honest with you, I really prefer this eye. I think it's a little bit brighter. I think it looks a little bit more like skin, but hey, what do you think? High-end makeup isn't always the best thing, and drugstores have really been stepping up their game, so I'm like, you go. All right, so for powder, one of my favorite things is that I just tried this new powder by CoverGirl. It's the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Powder. And I wanted to try it up against the Charlotte Tilbury powder because this is so expensive. And literally this was like $4. And I found that they're very, very similar. Definitely not more as finely milled as the Charlotte Tilbury one, but so close in the way that it sets the makeup. And this is number 1 by Charlotte Tilbury. And then this is in 105 Ivory by CoverGirl. So, could you tell the difference? I can't. I mean, look it. They look like the exact same products on both sides. Love it. All right, so for a little bit of blush, I am going to go in with a little bit of cream blush, and I know that I've already said it with a little bit of powder, but literally just like the smallest amount of powder, because I love this Kevyn Aucoin cream blush it's a cream blush duo in Provelia and Janelle. And I'm actually just gonna use this color right here. And I'm just tapping it in with a damp beauty blender, very damp, not very damp beauty blender. I think cream blushes are so beautiful and so radiant and just add a great touch of luminosity to the skin. And this is very blendable, but again, super high price point. All right, and then my dupe for it is by NYX, and it is in CB01 Rose Petal. All right, now I'm gonna take it on a different part of the beauty blender, and their cream blushes are absolutely outstanding. NYX's cream blushes, awesome. Very similar to the Stila ones as well. So if you guys are big fans of the Stila cream blushes like I am, very, very similar. You might wanna go check those out as well. So I have to thank, and you know what, I wish I wrote her name down, but I had a subscriber recently when I think it was on my other dupes video, and she was like, you gotta try out this W7 Hollywood Bronze and Glow. I mean, you tell me, what does that look like? What other product out there does it looks like that? The Charlotte Tilbury one. I mean, it looks exactly like it. It is uncanny, to be honest with you. Literally. Looks just like it. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I mean, let me see if I can just hold these up so you can see. Like, look it. Do you see the patterns even the same? The color is really consistent with each other, and the highlighter's very similar. I don't know. Whoever you are, I appreciate it. I'm so sorry that I did not write your name down. I really should have, because what a great find. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. I am going in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Warm this puppy up. Wiping my brush off. And then gonna go in with the Hollywood Bronze and Glow. And it's actually really creamy and beautiful. It's crazy. Oh, and it cost me $4. This cost me $4 on Amazon. Still can't tell the difference between the two sides. Love it. All right, then just gonna hit it with a little bit of highlighter. All right, Charlotte Tilbury's. Really soft, pretty glow. And then, of course, the other side of that palette. Look at it. It's actually way more kind of pigmented than this one. So, if you want to get your glow on for $4, I will definitely put the link below where I found it, because obviously there's going to be no affiliate link or anything like that. Oh, and you guys, just real quick before I move on, affiliate links, if you guys want to purchase there, feel free. If not, doesn't matter to me. So cool. I just put them down there because I was getting a lot of people asking me where they buy things. So that's just there for future reference. Okay, moving on. So I love the kit that came out by Benefit. It's their real big sexy eye kit. And I was like, I wonder if I can find a dupe for that. Now, I didn't find an exact dupe, but I sure found a good one. This is the e.l.f. palette. This is in Necessity Nudes, okay? And I felt that the colors were really, really similar. The finishes were really similar. So I thought we would give this a good go today. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna go in on the e.l.f. side first. And I'm going to use, let's see here, what color looks most like this. So I'm going to use this kind of color first on the whole lid. All right, so then I'm gonna take the deepest color here, going to pop this in the crease. Just gonna give a really natural, simple eye today. And then I'm gonna take the darkest shade in this palette and do the same thing. And actually the e.l.f. shadows are more pigmented than the Benefit ones. Now I'm gonna take this kind of goldish color on a little detailer brush. This is by Pixi By Petra, precision brush. Pop this right here. And then going into the gold color on this one. Except for the shimmery shades on this e.l.f. palette. Doesn't have as much payoff. It's slightly a different color. It's definitely more goldy. All right, so that looks pretty even. Loving that. So I thought it'd be fun to use a colored liner. I have been using their real push-up liner in the green one. I think this is, I forget what color this is called. What is it called? Anyway, it's the Hunter Green one. But I've used it on a lot of clients in the past, and I just love it. I think it's just a beautiful color. But I found this new, actually they sent a whole bunch of new, what is this called? Infallible paints to me, L'Oreal did, and I found this one. It's in Infallible Paints Liquid Eyeliner in Wild Green. Different formula, but really moves very similar to it. So I thought that that was like the perfect dupe for this eyeliner by Benefit. And Hunter Green liner is so flattering for most people. No matter your eye color, it's just something different and less stark as black. Now, going with the L'Oreal. So this one is a little bit different green. It has a little bit more of a blue undertone to it, but I do really, really like it. All right, so then before I get my rest of my face on, I thought I would do a little bit of finishing spray or setting spray, but these, this one is with Pixi By Petra. This is the Hydrating Milky Mist with hyaluronic acid and black oat. And this one is the new Marc Jacobs setting spray. This has coconut water in it. So they're extremely hydrating, both milky formulas, and I love them both. And they're such a good dupe for each other. Or this one's a good dupe for this one. All right, so let's try to get it on one side of my face. If that works, maybe. And then try to get this one. All right, so for, oh, I got dots all over my face. For mascara, I love Bad Gal Lash. I have used it for many, many years. But then I realized I went and saw this volumizing mascara Showtime by NYC. And it is so similar in formula and gives my lashes almost the exact same payoff. So, big fan. I've been using this actually quite a bit lately. And it's great for the bottom lashes too. Alright, so I've been trying to find a dupe for this Hourglass blush in Luminous Flush that I absolutely love. And I just, for some reason, can't find any other blush that has like an illumination that goes through it. If you guys know, please tell me below, because I would love to find one. So what I felt was, I thought that this e.l.f. palette, which it is blush palette in light, I thought that if you swirled like these kind of guys together, since this has some luminosity in it, it would give you a very similar finish and definitely very similar color, just not as like glowy. You see the difference? So that's the only thing, but still, like, I think that that palette is awesome. All right, so for the lips, I love, and you know, take this off a little bit, the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in Gemini. And I'm just gonna do this on this side. Now I know these are pretty reasonable priced, and I haven't come across a formula that has really rivaled this yet. but I love it so much I was wondering what could be comparable to it. So I've been loving this liquid lip by Wet n Wild, and it is in Rebel Rose. Now you'll see it is not the same exact color, definitely more nude, but it is the only thing that I have found that is as comfortable to wear as the Jeffree Star ones are. And the doe foot is almost identical. Jeffree's is definitely like more luxurious and bigger, but it has the same little indent in it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I haven't seen any other liquid lips that are that way, and it is so comfortable to wear. I just love it. I've been obsessed, and I like the color a lot. So just for sake of not looking crazy, I'm just gonna blend the two. And I'm sure there's a color just like Jeffree Star's in their collection. All right, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this dupes video and things were a little bit more reasonably priced for you this time. So keep those subscriptions and keep those thumbs ups coming, and I love those comments. You know, I try my best to really respond to everybody out there. It is a goal of mine, and I just love to see all the new faces that are coming into my channel. So welcome, 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 and I will see you guys on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.